Hello and welcome to North Penn High School. For North Penn Television, I'm Kyle Berger reporting. Today, North Penn School District breaks ground on the new addition at the North Penn High School. We'll bring you coverage of those ceremonies in just a few minutes, but first, let's take an overview of the activities taking place today. The opening remarks will be given by Dr. Edward Bose, the North Penn School District Superintendent, in just a few moments. He will then be followed by some remarks by Donna Mengel, the North Penn School District Board President. Then the actual groundbreaking ceremony will take place. Participating in that will be Dr. Bose, the Superintendent, Dr. Robert Hassler, the Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Art Wood, the Executive Director of Support Services for the North Penn School District, Ms. Donna Mengel, the School Board President, Dr. Vincent Cotter, the Principal of North Penn High School, Mr. Burton T. Hines, the Associate Principal of North Penn High School, and Mr. Jeffrey Jordan, President of the North Penn Education Association. Also participating for the student body, Rishi Desai, the President of the SGA, the Student Government Association at North Penn High School, Ms. Monica Choi, President of the Class of 1998, Mike Reichley, the President of the Class of 1999, and Omar Johnson, President of the Class of 2000. Then Dr. Vincent Cotter of North Penn High School will provide his closing remarks, and he will then be followed by Mr. Art Wood, the Executive Director of Support Services for the school district. And then a special treat, the North Penn High School Chamber Singers will perform the North Penn High School alma mater. Dr. David Giersch is the director. And an interesting note on today's ceremony, the shovel being used in this ceremony is the same shovel used to break ground for the original high school expansion, or the original high school construction, on July 2nd, 1969. When completed, the 95,000 square foot addition will have a capacity of 600 students and house 23 classrooms, 2 computer labs, a new health suite, a 248-seat audion, 6 chemistry labs, and a cafeteria addition. Other new facilities under construction at the high school include a new school store, a new faculty dining area, a new dish room, and 2 portable serving areas in the cafeteria. Construction of a new field hockey lacrosse field will be included in the project, as well as the creation of 315 additional parking spaces. A little history about the North Penn High School. The building opened in 1971 as a 443,000 square foot facility. No changes have been made to the original footprint of the building since that time. The current high school was built for an expected enrollment of 2,500 students. Currently, the high school has an enrollment of approximately 2,700. The capacity for the addition will be 600 students. The addition to the cafeteria is expected to be occupied in September 1998, and classroom addition will be occupied in September of 1999. The groundbreaking ceremonies will be beginning in a short period of time. Stay with us, we'll bring them to you.
I'd like to welcome you to the groundbreaking ceremony for the North Penn High School addition. Certainly this is a moment that we waited and anticipated for a long time. And I'm glad that you've had the opportunity to join us today. Our superintendent, Dr. Edward Bose, will make opening remarks. Dr. Bose.
Good afternoon. I think Mother Nature's been good to this project, perhaps up to today, for those of us that didn't wear an overcoat. This is a ceremony that commences a milestone in this project. We're past the problem-solving part of the project, and now we're in the solution development part of the project. And more than that, for the young people who will go to school here, who will complete their high school education and go on to whatever life provides for them after that, this is an investment by a community that looks to the future and recognizes that an investment of this nature, after all, is an investment in youth, and youth are, in fact, the energy and the intelligence and the courage and the motivation and all those qualities that are required to develop a future for all who are concerned about the future. And so while we ceremoniously commence the construction part of this project, it also symbolizes and confirms this community's investment in the future of its youth and the recognition that this will play a vital role in that future. Now, I know somebody follows me as a speaker, and I think it is President Mingle. Donna Mingle, President of our school board. Ms. Mingle.
Ladies and gentlemen, 28 years ago, this shovel on July 2nd was used to dig ground and begin the process for building the new high school. I'm proud to say today that this is the only high school, and this high school has been found to be faithful and true. It has built many a character, has educated many a student. I am one of them. I never would have dreamed 28 years later to be standing here. If somebody would have told me, a giddy, silly 14-year-old girl, that I'd be standing here, I wouldn't believe you. I shouldn't be surprised. We are a blessed community, and this is the perfect time of season to count our blessings. We have been blessed with great students, good children, children that parents are proud of. We've been blessed with a great faculty, great staff, great leadership, the leadership that saw fit to build North Penn High School, and the leadership now ready to make changes, ready to take hard stands. Tomorrow, if I can borrow a quote from Anne of Green Gables, is a day with no mistakes in it. Go Knights.
Thank you, Mrs. Mingle. I think it's fitting at this point to bring our student participants forward. They are to my right for the groundbreaking ceremony initially. I mean, after all, that's what we're here for. We're here for the children of this community and the children of the school district, and I would like to bring our student leaders forward, Rishi Desai, Monica Choi, Michael Reichley, and Omar Johnson. Michael Reichley, president of the class of '99, will be the class that will inherit this edition of the high school. So, gentlemen, ladies, let's move forward. Now I'd like to bring the next group forward that were instrumental in bringing this edition and making this edition a reality. Dr. Bose, Art Wood, Donna Mengel, Burton Hines, and Jeff Jordan. Please come forward. Thank you. I saw Mr. Hines. He took a huge chunk of dirt out. Certainly, I think that's symbolic of the amount of work that lies ahead. And many people may not know, but I think Mr. Hines did have some historical affiliation with this property. I think it was in your family at some time, and part of it was in your family, and I think that's significant also. It needs to be mentioned. As high school principal, I'm very proud this day has occurred. Certainly it's building for the future, and I think that's what we need to keep in mind. It's the future of the children in the school district. Certainly it makes space for students, but I think it's more symbolic than that. I think it gives us an opportunity to look at our future, to examine our practice, and to become more current in everything we do. We want to build for the future, to make this school a school that's state-of-the-art, and certainly one that is responsive to our community needs. Mr. Wood, some final closing remarks. Mr. Wood was instrumental, as you know, in this project. Mr. Wood.
Thank you, Dr. Cotter. I would just like to point out that in the audience, we're fortunate enough to have representatives from Tallmadge Township. David Honorato is chairperson of the Board of Supervisors. Tom Ryan, the code enforcement officer. Our solicitor, Mr. Bartle, is here. We have board members Don Hill, John Schilling, and Pat Mosey. And we also have the architect. Without the architect, we wouldn't have the project that we're going to have, and I'd like to introduce Mr. Bob Breslin of Breslin, Ridyard, and Federo. The thing that I need to impress upon everyone, we broke ground, or we started moving dirt on December 4, and this project is moving at a very rapid pace, the most rapid pace that I've ever experienced for any building project. We're encouraged by that. But I think the important thing, I would like to thank in advance our faculty, our student body, their parents, and people in the community that will be inconvenienced for the next 18 months or 19 months. But I think you'll all see in the final analysis that this is something that will be a tribute to our community, a tribute to the board members that made the decision to bring it forth, and we're excited about it. You need to know that we will open the cafeteria addition in September of '98. That's next September. And of course, the entire three-story addition that will be located where we are will open in September 1999. So we have a lot of enthusiasm. There are going to be times when you're going to hate us, and we'll work around that. I mean, we need to know what your concerns are, and we'll address them. Fortunately, both additions are freestanding, and the real inconvenience won't happen until we put the connecting link between the three-story addition and the building. But we will certainly honor your requests, and you just need to communicate regularly with the administrative staff if you have a problem as it relates to the addition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. And I think a fitting conclusion to the ceremony is certainly the alma mater sung by our award-winning chamber singers. Thank you.
Today, I know
Absolutely beautiful. I welcome everybody to participate in joining us in the lobby in a reception and refreshments. Thank you, and thank you so much for coming on this historic day. Thank you.
Well, that's going to wrap up our coverage of the North Penn High School groundbreaking ceremony. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Stay tuned to North Penn Television for up-to-the-minute information on all the construction going around the North Penn High School on North Penn News. So that's going to do it for all of us here at North Penn Television. I'm Kyle Berger. So long.
What if you had to choose between a flower and an elephant? What would you choose? What if you had to decide between a 100-year-old tree and a 1,000,000-year-old beach? Could you choose between drinking clean water or breathing clean air? Now you can choose all these things. EarthShare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. It's one choice we can all live with.
100% unadulterated energy. You have no choice but movement. You aren't acted on. You are action. You have the power to make the world a better place. You already know how to do it. Volunteer now for the American Red Cross. Call your local chapter for details.
The International Friendship Committee hosted its annual invitational fall craft show in the North Penn High School cafeteria. Student and adult volunteers began setting up Friday evening so the crafters could set up as early as 7 o'clock. They were ready for shoppers at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. The crafters were invited from all over the area and come because they like to help the International Friendship Committee and also enjoy the crowd.
I like the people that come to buy. It's great. I like the other crafters. I think the quality is excellent.
The people here take very good care of the craftsmen. They know how to take care of the craftsmen. They help you set up. They help you carry things in. They offer very good food. There's just a lot of pluses.
The volunteers were members of the International Friends Committee, students from the district. Exchange students also joined in to help.
I have to work here at the craft show because I'm one of the exchange students, and this craft show is for our benefit. The money they make is used that we can be here and that students from America can go to other countries. And so we all work here, and it's a lot of fun.
Available at the craft show were delicious lunches provided in the faculty dining room. Other than the lunches, the shoppers mostly came for the wonderful crafts.
Some very talented folks in here. I think everyone can find a little bit of everything.
The craft show benefited the International Friends Club and their exchange program. The shoppers browsed until 4:30 in the afternoon when the volunteers started to help the crafters disassemble their booths and be on their way. For North Penn News, I'm Steve Schwartz.
What's that smell? It must be cookies. 14 dozen of chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, sugar, and peanut butter cookies were baked by the class of '99 on Saturday, December 13th, 1997, in the home ec department of the North Penn High School. The cookie bake was organized by Catherine Peters, Heidi Mulvey, and Steve Kim, and monitored by class advisors Mr. Dan Drissel and Mrs. Selma Robinson. Assistant Principal Mr. Steve Frederick and home ec teacher Mrs. Melanie Kasser also assisted the students. The melange of ingredients was generously donated by Super G, and the scrumptious cookies will be donated to the Upper Gwynedd Police, the Senior Citizen Highway Home for the Aged, and to Mr. Dave Kelly, head custodian at North Penn High School, for all of his help. The baking lasted for 2 hours, while festive music provided by Janine Peters helped to liven the mood. As Michelle Sabrick said, there was laughter, singing, and dancing, along with a couple of flower fights. Everyone left a little messy and smelling like cookies. Although there was one minor burn, no one was seriously hurt. As the injured Karen Doherty said, "I'm okay. The thought of others enjoying what I help make eases the pain." For North Penn News, I'm Sarah Snyder.
Be cool about fire safety.
Do you know how to escape from your home if there's a fire? You gotta have a plan. They didn't have a plan. But these people do. Grown-ups can make it, and firemen can help.
Okay, in case of a fire, you and your sister are to go out this door.
Or we can always go out that way. We have 2 exits, okay?
So make sure your family has an escape plan, whether you live in a house or a building.
You gotta have an escape plan, and you be a step ahead. Be cool about fire safety. If you don't want to get burned, be cool about fire safety. You got a lot to learn.
And remember, practice makes perfect. It could save your life and your family. So tell your parents, we gotta have a plan.
Be cool about fire safety.
I've had the same friends since I was a little kid. But this year, some of them started playing with these other kids. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's cool making new friends and all, but they weren't like us. They were, different. And I heard my big brother saying some pretty bad stuff about people like them. But they seemed pretty cool, and we had a pretty good time. So, well, maybe my brother doesn't know everything.
Hey, Carlos, come on, we need you.
Don't be afraid.
Be your friend.